Undoubtedly, Luffy has a nature-defying fruit, and I think everyone will agree with it. It's super unique in every way. What? You don't believe me? I'll throw hard evidence to convince you. Luffy is a rubber man, yet he can generate electricity. How come? How's this even possible? Rubber itself doesn't conduct electricity, and I thought it was the only reason he defeated Enel back on Skypiea. And now he has been using Thor Elephant Gun to discharge electricity. It's either challenging our existing view of physics or expanding our horizon. Rubber is weak to sharp objects, heat, and fire, yet Luffy is generating fire using some of his Gear 2nd and 3rd moves. Usually, when someone coats his body with armament haki, it hardens that specific part, but for Luffy it's different. Luffy can make it hard or elastic depending upon his will. Doflamingo and Kaido mentioned this phenomenon on separate occasions. When Doflamingo kicked on Luffy's haki-coated stomach, he was surprised to find out his body still retained rubber's elastic property even after imbuing it with haki. Kaido looked surprised as well. He even doubted if Luffy is made of rubber. Luffy's devil fruit and its abilities are challenging even a Yonko's worldview. Even before awakening his devil fruit, Luffy gave so many surprises, even to a Yonko. Now, I shudder to imagine how overpowering and shocking his new abilities would be after the awakening. It'll challenge the worldview of devil fruit and its usage. Several characters in the series foreshadowed what Luffy's awakening might look like. So let's take a look at how Luffy's devil fruit awakening might look like, and how special his fruit is. Gum Gum Fruit's awakening might be the reason Joy Boy's hat is so large. I'll discuss that too. Folks, I upload One Piece content every day, so subscribe to my channel to enjoy more One Piece theory videos, and hit the bell icon to not miss out daily updates. Anyways, let's get back to our original discussion. It is confirmed that Luffy ate a Paramecia-type devil fruit, so it would be weird if the author decides to change it. However, that doesn't mean that it won't have special properties. It can be a Paramecia, but it can still have properties of other categories of devil fruits, mainly mythical Zoan and partly Logia. But before we delve into Luffy's devil fruit, or its awakening, let's take a look at the usual properties of the fruits which fall into Paramecia category. These types of fruit give the users powers that can affect their bodies, manipulate the environment, or produce substances. It's fundamentally different from both Logia and Zoan fruits since it can transform neither into natural elements nor into animals. In general, Paramecia devil fruits are of 3 types: producer, manipulator, and transmuter. Producer. Users of this type of Paramecia fruits can produce substances from their body parts, but the fruits do not alter their bodies. For example, Daffy can produce strings, but he is not made of strings, or his real body is not made of strings. Most of the Paramecia fruit users are of this kind: Magellan, Treble, and others. In fact, nearly all the Logia fruits are also producers, but unlike Paramecia, they are intangible. Manipulator. This type of Paramecia fruits users can change, or affect the environment around them. Some of them use natural forces to influence the surroundings while others do it in One Piece style. Whitebeard, Shiki, Fujitora, Bartholomew Kuma, Captain Kidd, Trafalgar Law, Foxy, Boa Hancock, Emporio Ivanka fall into this category. Transmuter. Users of this type of fruits cannot produce any substances, however, they can modify their bodies. For example, Luffy can turn his hands or legs into gigantic hands or legs. Wurus can become bulkier. Jewelry Bonnie can alter her body size and age. Buggy, Alvida, Baby 5, Jozu, Wapol, Daz Bones, and Inazuma fall into this category. Zoan devil fruit users can also alter their bodies and shapes. When they shapeshift, their strength amplifies several folds. When Rob Lucci, X-Drake, and Marco transform, their strength multiplies. First, Oda gave Katakuri a Logia devil fruit, but later he changed it to special Paramecia subcategory. So what makes Katakuri a special Paramecia? Katakuri can produce mochi. He can also transform his body with his mochi ability. When he transforms, his strength multiplies. Even though his abilities resemble that of a Logia user, he used his future foresight observation haki to trick his enemies into believing that he is a Logia, not a Paramecia. Luffy is made of rubber, he can't detach it. Katakuri, however, can produce mochi and detach it to attack his enemies or help his allies. At the tea party, he gave mochi earplugs to his siblings to protect themselves from Big Mom's shriek. Inside the mirror world, he used detached mochi to pin down Luffy against the mirror world. Since Katakuri can use 2 types of Paramecia abilities, producer and transmuter, he is considered a special Paramecia. Probably, his Logia-like attribute played a role as well. In fact, Katakuri's abilities were more similar to Logia than Paramecia. As I mentioned before, Luffy is a transmuter-type Paramecia. He can only transform his body, but he can't detach any rubber. When he transforms into Gear 3rd or Gear 4th form, his strength multiplies several folds. The Zoan fruit users also multiply their strength when they transform. When Chopper, Pell, Rob Lucci, Marco, and Sengoku transformed into their respective Zoan form, their strength multiplied. Luffy's Gear 4th transformations mimic Zoan-type strength multiplying feature. In terms of strength amplification trait, Luffy's fruit is more akin to Zoan than Paramecia. Luffy's Gear 4th forms are named after different animals or their quirks. Is that a coincidence? Did the author, Oda, name different Gear 4th transformations based on Zoan-type multiplication theme, or just Luffy's enemies of Ruskaina in general? Since Luffy's strength amplifying forms, Gear 3rd and 4th, are more similar to Zoan than that of Paramecia, he could be a special Paramecia as well. Apparently, Katakuri mimicking Logia earned him special Paramecia, whereas Luffy mimicking Zoan-type strength amplifying ability might give him a special Paramecia title as well. I think Luffy's Devil Fruit is more like a hybrid of Paramecia and mythical Zoan. The awakened Paramecia fruit users can affect their surroundings. They can turn any objects into their respective properties' devil fruits, but it only holds true for producer-type Paramecia, so manipulator and transmuter-type fruit might not possess this property. As the transmuter-type Paramecia, Luffy can not only change his body, he can change the state of his fruit's property as well. He can change solid rubber to liquid rubber, so when Luffy is in liquid rubber state, he has more maneuverability, so it means he can be more creative. He can apply more ingenious forms or gears in this state. Although it's in liquid state, it might not have Logia Devil Fruit's intangibility property. In rubber's solid state, Luffy invented Gear 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Gear 4th has 3 forms, Bound Man, Tank Man, and Snake Man, so in rubber's liquid state, Luffy will invent several other forms. I am not saying that he'll invent Gear 5th to Gear 10th, what I'm saying is, he'll have more flexibility. He might use multiple forms in Gear 5th. Not only that, he'll also improve his existing gears and add other forms to them. In liquid state, there would be much less stress on his body. Previously, Gear 2nd, 3rd, or 4th were siphoning his longevity. Now, these gears won't adversely affect him anymore. In awakening mode, Luffy might turn into Giant Luffy. Due to Devil Fruit awakening, Joy Boy might have turned into Giant Joy Boy, and he might have stretched his straw hat and made it larger. Since Paramecia type can affect the properties or change the state of objects, Luffy's awakening form might affect his straw hat and increase its size. And when Luffy reverts back to his normal state, the hat will follow as well. Luffy might use rubber's super solid state. In this state, he'll harden the rubber, and his body's durability would increase immensely. Maybe it'll contend against Diamond's durability. If Luffy coats his super solid state with armament haki, his durability might reach on par with Diamond's durability. Because of his fruit's awakening, Luffy can turn into rubber's liquid state. Does it mean we'll see him using rubber's gaseous state? I think we will, but it will be much later in the story. In gaseous form, he'll also retain Logia Devil Fruit's intangible property, so Luffy will have 3 in 1. Maybe Luffy's Devil Fruit's original name is Trinity Fruit, not Gum Gum Fruit. The government associates the D-clan with devils, so if people learn that a Devil Fruit's name is Trinity Fruit, it'll question government and the Celestial Dragon's claim. They'll learn who the real devils are. Maybe that's why the government hid Gum Gum Fruit's original name. We know rubber itself can't generate electricity or fire. Perhaps because of haki, Luffy can generate electricity and fire. We'll see more advanced usage of Conqueror's haki in the future arcs. I wanted to upload 2 videos yesterday, but I decided against it. I thought it's better to upload longer videos than upload 2 short videos. Liquid state or super solid state, which one is more powerful? What do you think Luffy's Devil Fruit's original name? Comment down below. Like the video if you did and subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell icon for daily updates. Thanks for watching.